we've got, I tell you what, to put this together was a mammoth task, and we got the most fantastic people to play with us, you know, to make sure we replicated everything. Because, as I often say, when we did this album, we were using more of a multi-track situation than we had been up to then, which meant that apart from coming in and recording what we'd rehearsed, we also added at the last minute extra harmonies, extra keyboards, usually the mellotron from John Lennon, who left his mellotron in the studio. And, you know, we had to get all that together. But just tonight, I want to say that behind the scenes, we've had the most fantastic crew that we've ever had to actually get this show on the road and to make it. And I just want to give a shout out to the guy that we wouldn't, Colin and I, you know, in the current incarnation of the band when we come on tour, we would never dream of doing it without this guy, because he's just another member of the band. It's our fantastic sound man, Dale. So let's hear from Dale. He's really good. We've got a guy that we brought over all the way from Wales with us, who's done the most ridiculously long journey so that we can get from one place to the other. And where we sit in luxury flying, he gets in the van and he drives 1,600 miles, you know, from one place to another. He's done a fantastic job, and that's Lawrence from Wales. That's our... We have someone who looks after us. She calls us her ducklings, because she has to count when we're there before we ever go anywhere. It's a bit like a school party, and it's very funny sometimes, but she does the most amazing job, and it's such a joy to have her. That's Mariah, our tour manager. Let's hear it from Mariah. Tell you what, we've had the best crew that we've ever had on here. We've got a most lovely guy who's a great lighting engineer. That's Craig on the lighting. Let's hear it for Craig. Our monitor engineer, who does a fantastic job for us every night and makes it sound great on stage for us. And I can tell you, it makes such a difference when you're playing, because we don't hear what you're hearing out there. We hear our own sound on stage, and it's so important to get it right. And that's a really lovely guy who's brilliant at his job. That's Michael. So. And we've got two. There was another guy who had to leave because we had to reschedule these last three gigs, because Colin was very ill in the middle of the tour, and I'm so pleased that we could do them. But it meant that we lost a guy who's not with us tonight because he's had to move on to his next job. A great guy called Clark. So for us, I just want to say and I think that just leaves two other people on the crew, and that's two guys who've been a huge support to us all the way along. They're the merch guys, but they've been so into the band and so supportive of everything we're doing. That's Dean and Greg. So they're the last two members of the crew. And two other people who are with us tonight. This is the very last thing, but they've done a fantastic job for us over the last couple of years. That's our two managers, and that's Chris and Cindy from TCI Management. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Cindy. It's very important to us to mention these guys because they've been so brilliant for us, but I know it takes a little while to do all this, but it's so necessary. On stage with us, we're so fantastically fortunate to do the other keyboard parts and to help with some of the extra vocals. We've got one of the world's leading proponents of harmony singing, the guy who helped put Smile together for Brian Wilson, and the guy who knows all the keyboard parts and reproduces them so exactly is absolutely amazing. Darian Sahanar. We lost our original guitarist in 2004, unfortunately. That's Paul Atkinson, the guy that's standing up there. But we've got a wonderful player who's been with us for some time now, and he is a great guy, a great musician. He plays great acoustic guitar as well as electric guitar. Tom Tooley. Behind Tom, you heard him play bass in the first half, a guy who we asked to be in the band before anybody else in 1961. At the time he was in the top local band, he didn't join us, but he's joined us now. He became the founder member of Argent with me after Argent for 18 years on their best ever selling albums in America. He was bass player with the Kinks, so let's hear it for Jim Rock. Next to Jim, a fantastic all-round talent who is a wonderful singer. She's been an award-winning Bulgarian choir. She's also Chris's wife, and she's got no awards for that yet, but we're hoping. And also, she's responsible for all the artwork that you've seen up there. The wonderfully talented Vivian Boucher. Next to Viv, a fantastic all-round musician who's a powerhouse of a drummer, but also plays guitar, bass, keyboards. He writes scores for the TV back in the UK. Steve Wilford on the drums. It's been a fantastic sentimental journey for Colin and me, actually, to be back on stage with, first of all, the guy who I shared a flat with back in the time when we were writing the album between us, just in a small flat, and it all came together in that intimate, small way. He's the guy that wrote my favourite track on the album, Butcher's Tale, which is a wonderful song. And things like Changes, Brief Candles, This Will Be Our Year, and played all the great bass that's on the Odyssey and Oracle, Chris White. And lastly, but absolutely not least, is the guy who has an inimitable drum style and plays these great crisp fills like nobody else, and has a great groove, his own sound, the fantastic Mr. Hugh Grundy.
Last night of our Oh tour, we have to really give great thanks to the great voice of Mr. Colin Blunstone. And of course, the man who started it all, the initiator, the man with those flying fingers, and the great writer, Rodney Argent. To these two men who were there at the beginning and still here now, writing, creating all the whole time, we would take our hats off them. But as we haven't got hats on, we're going to all put our hats on now to Rod and Colin.
Okay, as a very final goodbye, we're going to do a song we've already done this evening, but this is a very different version of it because we do this differently every night, and it's just what happens as we do it. So I hope you enjoy this final version. Thank you so much for coming to see us. She's there. Thank you.